Good. Yep, you can do whatever you normally would do. Come back this way. And just walk straight past me.
Okay with you?
Well, he would normally react.
Sometimes,
Yeah.
sometimes. But as soon as I talk to them,
You can see that he's very outwardly focused,
yeah.
too concerned about the world. There is a dog up in that car, so
Sorry.
no, not that I care. Just so you know, if she barks, she probably would. Okay, back, keep going.
Come on, Kinta.
There's dogs in there also.
Yeah. I haven't taken her out since I rescued her.
How long you had her?
About 6 months.
6 months.
Yeah. 6 months.
All right, come back this way.
I took her out with the muzzle on.
Has she ever bitten anyone?
Probably from, well, out in the suburb, like 100 meters. That's all I can I can do. We took her to Centennial Park because we thought it's quiet.
Now move her on, move her on.
Come on, Kinta.
Keep her going, keep her going. Come back over here. Sit here in the shade. And now, yeah, tell me about the story.
So yeah, I rescued her 6 months ago.
Yes.
And I don't think she's been trained, so she's been left at the backyard most of the time.
Yep.
And then I took her from German Shepherd Rescue
Yes.
6 months ago. But yeah, even the girl's not sure what she's like. So
She just looks misplaced to me.
misplaced.
Misplaced. She just hasn't got the standard to work towards. She's just all over the place.
Yeah.
Otherwise, she would have had a more serious problem with me than she did if she was a total psycho.
Yeah.
I think she's just making the wrong choices, obviously, in the wrong times because she thinks that's the choice she should make, but she doesn't look like she's inherently wants to eat people just from how she's reacted to me. How am I no different to any other person on the street that she'd come across, you know?
Yeah.
She never met me before.
Yeah.
And maybe in the right circumstances where someone comes around the corner maybe and puts her into a bit of oh shit, right? Then she blows up. We've got to make her stronger at dealing with that situation.
Is that because
Pass
you
me the
didn't
leash.
take her much?
Come. You just stay still. Then I watch it back. I spend all day training dogs and then go home and watch videos of me training dogs all night. Huh? Sit. Close. This is a handling issue. This is not a treat training issue. Right? This is not, I don't need, the treats is not going to fix this. Come on. Sit. What she needs, sit. What she needs is the standard to work within. Right? She doesn't. Yeah, of course. It's your dog. Right? So and with all the treats in the world, you're saying you can do this. She needs to know that, no, but don't do that. Right? Too much openness, she's just all over the place, right? So again, she's making poor decisions because she is so open. Once you narrow down what her task is to be, hey, sit. When you narrow down what her task is to be, even now here, when I ask you to sit means sit. But no, you stay over there. Don't go over there to try and soothe her, right? She's a big girl, right? So she's with me right now and I'm leading her and I'm not putting her in any bad state. So I'm leading her around now, but what she needs is the structure to work within. You think about society, for example, right? If we don't have the punishments and the negative consequences, no matter how small or how big, that will not give us all that realm to work within, because we would be chaos, and we used to be chaos. Same with the dog. She needs to know where is the limit to what I should be doing, and therefore I can start to show some form of self-control. And then when she has self-control, then she doesn't need to blow up at people on the street, but she can control herself. Close. So you stay here again.
Stay here.
Yep.
Oh, yeah,
What
right
this
away.
is about working the dog's mind,
Yep.
and not trying to create a trick past its trigger.
She followed me everywhere, Tom. Bathroom, toilet, so
The what, sorry?
she followed me everywhere.
Yeah,
Tom,
well, this is
so-
where,
But-
again, we'll work on that stuff as well. Come on.
Yep. But look at her with you, right?
All I'm teaching her is that she is connected to me, and I'm leading the show.
Yep.
And when you don't pay attention to me so much,
First time.
there's a little bit of a negative consequence. But hey,
Yeah.
and I'm shutting down the doors. When you're walking with me, you're not sniffing walls. You're not trying to find where the dogs are. You're just walking with me, and that's because we're attached to this rope. And she'll work out that it's just most comfortable for me to sit here nicely. Hey, and follow. She'll work her boundaries out that she's got to be on a loose leash. Hey.
So loose leash is kind of a reward for her.
Well, it stops my nagging.
Ah,
The
okay.
loose leash stops my nagging.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right? So if she's out, sit. If she's out there, then I'm going to nag her back to where she needs to be. And if she goes out there, I'm going to nag her back to where she needs to be. And then she will learn that here, he doesn't nag me.
Yeah.
So it's like the seatbelt buzzer in the car.
That's how dogs think.
Okay? Sit. I don't like these collars.
Pardon?
I don't like these collars.
Oh, okay. So do you have a better idea?
Well, I use prong collars. Sit.
Oh, okay.
Because I can do the same thing with a lot less pressure. Because this is like a blunt pressure that comes under the coat, gets
Yeah.
clumped under. With the prong collar, it goes all the way to the skin, so it creates that clear, distinct pressure on the neck that the dog can't avoid. Like, they can't ignore it. Doesn't mean that has to be a high level. It's just because it's like, oh, that does, I can't ignore that scratchy feeling that it puts her here. It's just blunt. I don't feel when I'm down the line, I don't feel like I'm communicating with the dog with a prong collar. It's a much nicer feel. I don't feel like I'm just giving a blunt trauma on the neck.
So
Okay. But look,
do you have that at your?
oh yeah, we don't have to worry about that today.
Oh, okay.
Hey. Sit. See, when we work the dog's mind, we bring her back down to planet Earth. Before you get out, she's, you know,
Yeah.
slow down to the dog, right? But we need to teach you how to get that out of the dog. So this has got
Actually,
nothing to do with
it's
treats. Right now, what are you going to do with a child who doesn't know how to behave, and then we're offering them treats as a reward for shitty behavior? We need to know how to push them to get to a standard, and then I can offer all the rewards because it's worth paying for. But if I keep paying for a lower standard of behavior, the dog's never going to improve themselves. You know what I mean? That's why in dog training, the most important part is knowing how to shut the other doors down. Right? A lot of people can teach you that sitting next to me is good and walking next to me is good, and I can give you the treat. But that's as long as the dog wants to take part, and then what happens when he doesn't want to take part? Okay, sit. When the dog doesn't want to take part, they have nothing. Because it's all a bribery system. As long as the dog wants to do what I want him to do in order to get what I have, he will do it. But then when he says, nah, actually I'd rather go fight the dog, what have you got? Nothing. This is handling. No, you must do this. No, you must do this. No, you must do this. But then when you do that, look how rewarding it is. We get to go for walks all the time. I get to take you to play ball at the park, right? So it doesn't have to be so transactional. It's like I can give you some work to overcome in order to reap more rewarding experiences, and then we can give the dog a holistic life of rewarding experiences, but you got to work for it, buddy. There's a standard to stick within. If you don't stick within the standard, you don't get your rewarding experiences. No different to what we do with kids. You know?
I've been teaching, thought that, when you drop,
Yep.
lure.
Yeah, lure. Yeah, lure training is all. Lure training for me builds a stupid dog.
Yeah, but now she knows if there is nothing in my hand,
Yes.
I ask her to drop.
Yeah.
She won't do that.
Don't get me wrong. There's people that can do lure training and they can get rid of the lures and still get the dog to do it. But in my opinion, training a dog like that takes a dog from A to B and gives them the answer, but it doesn't teach them how to solve the problem.
Yeah.
Right? So that's how we teach. We teach the dog how to solve the problem. That's it. And that way they create a cognitive decision-making process. They understand how to learn. They understand how to make decisions. Come here. Come on. Sit. So, like, all this for her is work because she would rather be doing whatever she wants right now. So just sitting there for her is hard work, showing that impulse control, and her mind's like, but usually I do this, but usually I do this. And we're like, no, but today we're sitting. So she's like, what's going on? This is different. The fact that she needs to sit still and just be calm, that's struggle for her, right? And she can get her positive feedback. Good girl, I don't need to give her rewards yet because, like, at the end of the day, just letting her know she's doing the right thing. I don't always need to blow wind up the dog's ass. There's different levels of reinforcement or feedback that I can give them. And in this moment when I'm just out and about, I don't want my dog to think that it's too high of a rewarding experience because that's going to create arousal in my dog. So when we go for a walk out in the environment, we don't start skipping and dancing and hopping around because we're so overly joyed to go for a walk. We're just neutral and we just go for a walk in the environment. So we got to teach the dog the same level. Come here. The same level of neutrality in the environment that we want to go, and then you'll find that the reactions will all fade away because she knows.
Oh.
Hey, sit. All right, let's get her a drink and we'll go for a walk. Hey, you stay here. That's all right, don't worry. Go up in that corner. Hey. Sit. Sit. Has he beat you before?
Pardon?
Has he beat you before? He tries you. Oh, he drags you.
Yeah, he drags you. Kind of make it easy. If he bites you,
Yeah. It doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I just want to know if that's something that he's done before, or if it was just the situation. Sit. How long you put the muzzle on him for?
2 weeks, 3 weeks.
how come you put the muzzle on?
Pardon?
How come you put the muzzle on?
Basically, for me, okay,
Yeah.
when I took it for a walk.
Uh-huh.
So,
But for him to bite people or to bite dogs?
yeah, and then
Or
there's
both?
both.
Both. So has he tried to bite anyone before?
No, but still learns like that. Sometimes,
Okay.
someone with a dog, that's the reaction.
Alright, close. Come.
So I stay here.
Yeah, you stay there. Over there to where the cones are. Like, sit. 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 Close. Okay. Just create some movement there. That way. Right.
As soon as the other dog moves,
Sit. Close.
finish Daniel. As
Huh?
soon as the other dog moves, she'll react again.
Yeah.
That's the looking.
Okay. Okay. once she wants to go, I just shut it down. Right? Needs to be shut down in a respectful way.
After the sit or
Well, like I want her not to do it, but if she makes a decision to go, I need to put her back to the standard. No, you're not going to do that. You do that, then you end up in trouble. Then your life is over. Because if she goes and bites another dog in public, so the response from me or the consequence from me has to be at a standard that delivers to her what the risk is of that situation in the first place, so that she knows to avoid it, because we need to create an avoidance to that. Her wanting to go and chase other dogs and bite them, that doesn't come through food and rewards, right? Sit. Her little nibbles on me that she bit there when she was having a big blow up, it's a redirection. Like, the dog is so clouded in the head, and then they release some frustration. They got to let the pressure out somehow, and they redirect onto the handler. And then here, when we're doing circles, you know, she was good going back and forth. Then we do circles, and then she's trying to get to the other side so she can look at the dog. I'm like, no, all I was doing was holding her there, but the frustration of her not being able to go, she then had a little mouth on the side of my calf, right? But that's just because she's unclear in the head, and she's so like conditioned to, I need to, and then I can't get to the, it's like a little kid at childcare when they bite other kids, you know, they just don't know how to deal with that in the moment, and they make that little error. So that's why I don't take it personally. My own dogs do that to me. Right?
sorry about that.
No, it doesn't matter, but like, it shows that in this situation that she's got a clouded mind of how to deal with it.
Yeah.
And again, food on the end of the nose is not going to fix that in a dog, because it doesn't teach the dog how to have a strong mind. To know how to have a strong mind, you need to know how to problem solve, have to have cognitive decision making process, so that when you are in the situation where the dog does need to make a decision, they can make successful decisions because they know how to use their head. And that's a whole different type of training rather than sit down. It's just giving the dog the answers. Not bad. If it works for you and you're happy, that's great. But you got a dog that needs more than that.
Yeah.
Clearly, right? And what we see with a lot of people that have invested time in training in that, the Lewis style, and again, there's people out there that can do it very well, but most people don't, right? So it's a fact that the dog is taught something in a set of circumstances. It's not general enough.
True.
Right? So if the dog does it at home, cool. People miss the step on how to take it out into the real world. But like with my dogs, when they know behavior, it's like they automatically know how to generalize. I don't need to show them something in every different environment for them to know that that is that. Because of our learning process, they automatically generalize because they built the standard of behavior themselves, which is free shaping how we train, right? So it's a little bit different. Dog does something and they get positive or negative feedback based on what they offer. And then it's a game for us to capture little moments of good intentions and get more and more and more, but also shape the behavior in the right direction for what we want the dog to do in the real world. So you actually develop the being rather than make little tricks where it's like a response to a signal. Different, all right? And this is like the real world stuff is what most people need.
That's why I've been reluctant to take her out for a walk.
Yeah.
Her reaction will be like that all the time. So
let's just go for a little up to the garden.
okay.
Unfortunately,
Oh, okay. Well, I'll have to see that.
the thing is that we like showing our results. That's all. So she's got some work to do.
Definitely.
But from start of the session to what she looks like now, like, hey.
Yeah, yeah.
So like with the way that we work, we do, leave it. We do walks in the morning, right? Big long walks, we'll be walking with other dogs every time she comes here. And then we do training session, play session. So like we teach principles in there and then we put them to practice out in the real world. So it's a holistic program, right? It's not just doing the reps in the kitchen, right? We help you get out in the real world. That's the most important thing. So it would depend on what your time commitment is. Like if you look at starting her with day training so we can iron out some of these problems that she's having and we can get a faster progress on that. You're struggling to handle her. So like I would say first and foremost we need to get the handling under control, which means that day training would be good. You bring it to us, then we will teach her how to be handled, and then you come out to our handling classes, you learn how to handle the dog properly, and then from there if you have an interest in dog training, then you can come to learn dog training in other disciplines that we have, right? Monday night, we do shaping, where we do the problem solving games that I told you about. Tuesday night, we do scent work. Wednesday night, we do bite work. Thursday and Saturday is our handling classes. We've got access to a field every second week. So when you get to the level of wanting to work off-leash stuff, we've got controlled environments for that. So we've got the complete package here. We're a gym for your dog, and our approach to training is just like going to martial arts. You don't go for 8 weeks and then say, I've done martial arts, thank you, right? It's
I asked him, what's after that? Well,
yeah, it's ongoing. That's it, because what these people do is they sell the same 8 sessions over and over and over, and all they do is recite those same sessions over and over and over, and then they've sold you the information, so technically they didn't rip you off because you paid for what you got, but it's not what you need.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
For what you're displaying, what your dog's having problems with, yeah, you don't need that. What you need is to create a lifestyle for the dog where they know how to be successful in life. That is an everyday thing that's going to be ongoing until you can do that sufficiently on your own. Right? And then because it may become a hobby of yours, you decide to stay a member of a club like us, because we are like that gym where you can go and train those different disciplines. The fact is, if you can't make Monday this week, come on Tuesday. If you just come once or twice a week, over time you will develop in all areas, because even if your dog learns how to do scent detection, they're learning complex skills, how to use my mind to achieve tasks. It makes them a better dog. Everything here makes the dog better.
Even just for fun.
Well, yeah, that's right. But like, it's like a practice. Imagine if we did nothing with our lives.
Yeah.
We all got hobbies. We like reading certain books. We like doing this. Everyone has their thing that they like doing, and it makes them stronger in the mind when they practice their hobbies. He needs to have hobbies. And then what you practice in your hobbies is like a little micro, it's a micro practice of life. How to deal with life.
So what's the best, well, I think what I need is how to handle.
Well, handling first and foremost.
Yeah.
So, like, what area do you live? You're out north.
Hawthorne Dean.
Oh, Hawthorne Dean, just here.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So, because you got to him through a club that, okay,
Yeah,
right, all right. So it wasn't
yeah,
location-wise. Okay, well, Hawthorne Dean is not far.
Yeah.
So then I'd start with day training, right?
So you come to our...
No, you come here.
Oh, okay.
You drop him here.
Yep.
Is he crate trained?
Yeah, sort of, but she's still reluctant to sleep in the crate.
Okay.
But I give her food and everything, always in the crate.
Yeah.
So,
All right. But if you put her in a crate, what will she do?
walk her, wandering around. I close the door.
Yeah. Yeah. So she can be in there, close around. Might have some hard time settling.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. So what we do is,
Not
that's
really.
not an issue, right?
Yeah.
Like, they will settle because they get work. Their morning walk, we just, like, the dogs that come in and they have, you tell us that they've got a bit of a problem with settling, we just do a double walk in the morning. And that's usually enough to take that edge off, that they're tired and they want to have a sleep. Come here, let's get this. Come.